An evening yoga practice is a lovely way to shake off the day and stretch it out, ready for a good night's sleep. So let's go, 25 minutes of stretchy goodness. We're going to start on the floor for this practice. Yes. So coming down to the mat, feet as wide as the mat, knees slightly knocked in. And either bringing your hands out to the side or connecting your right hand to belly, left hand to heart. And just taking 3 deep breaths in your own time. In through the nose and out through the mouth. With each exhale, maybe just letting go of the day so far. Maybe like me, you're reaching the end of the day, snuggled up in pajamas or comfy clothes. Just letting anything that came up today, anything that happened, conversations, activities, just let it go. And then just bringing yourself back to this kind of more usual breath. Release the hands from the body if they're connected there. And just bring them out either to a T shape, or if you've got a little less room like I have, to a cactus, elbows wide. Just take your knees over to the left, up to the centre and over to the right. Trying to keep the rest of your body as connected to the ground, to the mat as you can. Just taking your knees either way, maybe moving with your breath, inhaling to come up to centre and exhaling to move to either side. Just finding a lovely twist and ease into today. And then the next time that you come back through centre, just bring your knees into your chest, bring your hands behind your thighs. If it feels okay, do have a little rock and a roll. If this doesn't feel okay, just come onto your side and come up. But then once you've had a couple of rocks and rolls, come to a seat. Oh, always gives me a bit of an adrenaline. God, that shows how low I am, doesn't it? Adrenaline from rocking up and down. Anyway, bring your knees as wide as the mat and reach your hands out in front of you. Sink your bum towards your heels into a child's pose. And just find a couple of breaths here. Relaxing everything. Relaxing those shoulders, elbows, mouth, cheeks. Letting yourself be still. And then lift up onto your fingertips, lift your head slightly and walk the hands over to the right. As far as you want to go, maybe placing your left palm on top of right to kind of give you a little more of a twist. And then exhale to sink back down here. Just finding a little release, a little side bend. Taking a couple of breaths here. And then with your next inhale, walk the hands back to centre and then off to the left. Maybe bringing that right hand on top of left and just exhaling to sink. Release here. And then gently inhale and walk your hands back to centre. Rise up to your knees, bring them underneath your hips, tuck your toes and press your hips all the way up to downward facing dog. Really spreading the fingers, sending the hips high, rolling out the shoulders. Yeah, finding some steps with the feet, one and then the other. And maybe coming through this step and then starting to step one foot and the next all the way up to the top of the mat. Walking yourself up, feet are hip width and finding a fold here. You can bend the knees as much as you want. Try and bring the hips as much over the heels as possible, really leaning forward and finding a fold. And then as you inhale, rise your hands to your shins. Find a half lift here. Pressing the bum back, rolling the shoulders. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, bring your arms wide as you rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Just roll the shoulders back. Make sure there's a slight bend in the knees. Your comfy trousers are getting a bit stuck up your bum. That's okay too. Press into all of your corners of the feet. Inhale, rise the hands all the way up. Exhale, fold. Press your bum back as you fold all the way down to your forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Find your little half lift. Roll shoulders back. Exhale, take it down. And we're going to inhale to rise back up. Just going to take a couple of these to kind of start warming into the body. Exhale, take it straight back down, send the bum back. Fold forward, inhale, lift those hands to shins, find your lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, rise. One more like this. Exhaling straight back down, taking your whole exhale to move down. Inhaling, hands to shins. Exhale, release it down and inhale, rise. Now this time we're going to move on from there, exhaling, pressing the bum out, taking it all the way down, inhaling, lift your hands to shins, find that half lift, exhale, release. And this time we're going to step right and left foot back to downward facing dog. Just take a breath here, spread your fingers, really send your upper body back towards the thighs, the shins. And then inhale, shift forward into plank. Exhale to lower the knees, send the elbows back as you lower all the way to the mat. Fingers just in front of shoulders. Press down the tops of your feet and the hips as you inhale to find a cobra. Start small. Exhale, release it down. Bring those hands back under shoulders. Inhale to lift up to your knees, tuck your toes. Press all the way back. Downward facing dog. Now inhale, rise your right leg. And exhale, step it through between the hands and lower that back knee. And if you've got some blocks, like I do, feel free to use them here. I'm going to use them here so that I can show you what to do. If not, your hands can be on the ground, probably fingertips, whatever you have. Now we're going to lift that back knee. And as we inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift the chest. As you exhale, can you straighten this front leg and the body kind of extends along it? You're kind of taking that right hip back with you as you fold over this leg. And then as you inhale, keep that leg the same, but find a little lift with the chest. Yeah, little, just lifting it up. Now as you next exhale, bend that knee, coming forward, and then press this left hand down into the mat or onto the block. Inhale, rise your right arm, find a twist to the right. Then exhale to release this hand. We do that again. So inhale to lift the chest, roll the shoulders back. Exhale to straighten the front leg, bowing down over it. Inhale, find this little lift. Exhale to bend the knee. Inhale, plant left palm into the mat, into the block. Inhale, right arm high. Twisting to the right, wrapping that right hip back with you. Exhale, lower hand, one more time. My legs are already burning. Don't feel like we've done a lot. Inhale, roll shoulders back, lift the chest. Exhale, lengthen the leg, fold over your leg. Inhale, lift the chest, roll shoulders back. Exhale, bend the knee, plant that left hand, inhale, rise, right arm all the way up, twisting to the side. Exhale to take it down. Now get rid of those blocks if you've got them. Maybe smoother than I did. Rise that right leg high, three-legged dog again. To the right, to the right. And then step this right foot to the outside of the right hand and lower that back knee. So we're in a lizard lunge this time. Right foot is slightly out to the side, toes slightly off the mat at a diagonal, so pointing in the same way as the knee is bending. Both hands on the inside of the leg. And just let the hips sink here. Now this is a lot, so you can stay here. If this is feeling like no way, find those blocks or something that can act as a block. You can place your hands up to just give you a little more height, to lift the hips a little more. And if you would like to, you could open out this right leg, so sliding onto the right hand side of that foot, opening out the knee and the thigh to the side. And you could stay here, so any of those options. If you're still looking for a little bit more, you could come down to the forearms or forearms to blocks. Sinking the hips low. Then gently bring your hands back up. Lift that back knee. We're going to lift this right leg high once more. To the right, to the right. Yeah, another three-legged dog. Right leg is high. And this time step it through between the hands. We're going to rise the arms up into a high lunge. Yeah. So bending into that front leg, knee stacked over ankle. Really kind of sending your hips forward. Here I am. Yes. And then release your hands to the side, maybe taking a clasp with the hands as you roll the shoulders back, opening up the chest. We're really trying to stretch the whole body out before bed, if this is when you're doing it. Or you're getting a lovely whole body stretch at any time of the day. Now inhale to lift the arms high. And can you step this back leg all the way up to the front to meet the front? Yes. Now stay at the top of your mat. I'm just going to turn so that you can see me. Stay in the top of the mat. And you're going to wrap your hands clasped around the back of the head. Take the elbows wide. Feet are hip width, little bend in the knees. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck your chin down into your chest, close the elbows around the head, and slowly roll all the way down. Rolling, rolling, rolling. As you inhale, start to rise, coming back the way you came. Opening up the elbows as you do. And then this time you're going to slightly turn to the right. So as if you're coming over your right leg. So we're going to do exactly the same motion, but as if we're turning and doing it just over this right leg. So exhale, start to bring the elbows in, chin into chest. Start rolling, rolling, rolling. Rolling, 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 rocking. If anyone also is thinking that. And then inhale to slowly rise up, still twisted over that right leg. There's still a bend in both knees. Now inhale, take it back to center, and exhale, take that twist over to the left. Tuck your chin into your chest, bring elbows in around head, and slowly roll down the left leg. Rolling, rolling, all the way. Tucking chin into chest as you roll up and bring elbows wide. All the way back up. Lovely. Release the hands. Any shaking, anything else that you need. Feet hip width apart. Inhale, rise the arms. Exhale, take them wide as you fold. Inhale, hands to shins. Find a little lift. Exhale, release it down. Step left and right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift over into your plank. Exhale, knees down to the ground. Elbows come back behind you as you release to the floor. Hands just in front of shoulders as you inhale. To find your little lift, your cobra, press the hips, tops of toes down into the mat. Exhale, release it down. Bring hands back under shoulders. Inhale up to your knees. Tuck your toes. Press the hips high. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift that left leg. to the left, to the left. Exhale, step the foot between the hands. Lower that back knee. And if you use them on the other side, find those blocks again. They could be books, they could be run out of other things of the shape. I'm frantically looking around the room. There's just more blocks, other blocks. Hands onto your blocks if that's what you've got. Lift that back knee. Now inhale, find that lift through the chest. Exhale, straighten the front leg, bending over it. Inhale, rise the chest, keep the leg the same. Exhale, bend. Inhale, plant your right hand down into a block, into the mat. Inhale, left arm high, twisting to the left, taking that left hip back with you. Release the hand down. Inhale, rise the chest. Exhale, straighten that front leg, bow over it. Inhale, find a lift. Exhale, bend, keep that lift. Press right hand down into block or mat. Inhale, left arm high, find that twist. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, roll shoulders back, rise the chest. Exhale, straighten this front leg, bowing over it. Inhale, rise the chest. Find a little lift. Exhale, bend through the front leg. Ground that right hand. Open up that left arm, twisting, taking that left hip back and behind with you. Yeah. And then release that hand back down. Blocks go slightly out of the way. Press hands down, lift that left leg high. Three-legged dog. Now this time we take it through and we step it to the outside of the left hand. We lower that right knee. Our lizard lunge. So both hands on the inside of that left foot, toes pointing slightly out in the same way that the knee is bending. And just breathing into this, sinking the hips, maybe staying here on hands, maybe giving yourself blocks or something else to prop your hands onto, something solid or relatively solid. Maybe bringing your elbows down, maybe opening up that thigh. Anything that feels good. But wherever you are, focusing on sinking the hips. Every exhale, they're kind of sinking a little deeper. Find that release. And bringing that left thigh back in, coming up to hands if you're not there already. Lifting that back knee. Can you send that left leg high? Three-legged dog. It's the last one. And then step it all the way through between the hands. Come all the way up into your high lunge. Rolling the shoulders down and away from the ears, bending that front knee over ankle, and then maybe taking the arms back behind you, clasping opposite finger on top. Or you could keep your hands beside you and roll those shoulders back. I want you to kind of puff up your chest like a peacock. Or you've got that clasp, rolling the shoulders back. Yes, one more breath here. And then release the arms high. Step the front foot forward. And just bring the arms high. Grab a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. And just bend over to the right hand side. So just finding this little side bend. Inhale to come up. Right hand grabs a hold of left wrist. Find that little side bend off to the left. Try and keep your hips relatively central. And then inhale to bring it up. And then exhale to take it back down. Let's bring it down. Let's get you ready for sleep, regardless of where you are in your day. Inhale up to your shins, hands to your shins. You can always have a nap, right? Exhale, release it down. Step right and left foot back. Downward facing dog. And then just bring yourself through to a seat. So sitting down however you want and making sure that you're kind of close to the top of your mat. Feet down, flat to the mat. Hands underneath thighs. Roll your shoulders back. Lift the chest here just for a second, a breath. And then kind of cat your back like you would in a cat-cow. Kind of curve, find this little C shape as you gently roll all the way down onto your back. And just bring the ankles so that they're within reaching distance. Press your hands down into the mat. Inhale, lift the hips, reaching them up as high as you can. Press, press, press. Keep those palms flat to the floor. Really ignite your hips like you're thrusting to get up. Feel like you're kind of dragging your heels back towards your body. So like feel some energy. And then exhale to release it down. And bring your knees into your chest. Give them a big old hug. A slight sway from side to side. And then plant one hand on each knee. Take some little circles. A little massage for the back. Press that sacrum, that flat bone, just above your bum. Press it down and then take it back the other way. And then just coming back to center. Now before we take ourselves, because you could take yourselves to bed, to switch it off for our last kind of couple of stretches. But if you've got a wall, someone that's relatively stable, or if you've got a block, we can have a play with this. You can also do it without the block, but it's not quite as comfy. This is a lovely pose to do before you go to bed. It's a lovely pose to do at any time of the day. But especially before bed, because you're getting the kind of inversion, blood flowing back in the opposite direction, really chilling you out. If you have got a wall, come and sit sideways to your wall so that you can get yourself as close in as possible. And then you're going to send your legs up the wall. So you want to inch your bum as close to the wall as possible and then just relax with your legs up the wall. If you do not have a wall close by, or not one that you trust, yeah, maybe you can use someone else for a wall. But please make sure it's sturdy. You can place a block underneath your sacrum, that flat bit of your bum, above your bum even, and send your legs high and arms out to the side. It's obviously going to be, well, I think nicer against the wall because you're more supported. But wherever you are, find something and you can really relax these legs. No need to flex the feet. You can snuggle those shoulder blades underneath you, palms facing up. Maybe arms down beside you, maybe out to the side. Just take a couple of deep breaths here. Just getting you ready for hopefully some nice dreams. Whether nap or a good night's sleep. And then if you're up on a block, you're gently going to bring your feet to the floor, soles of the feet to the floor. Lift your hips and just slide that block back out. If you're up against a wall, just bring yourself back down gradually. Bringing yourself away and coming back onto your back. You're going to bring your right knee into your chest, left leg out long. And then bring that left hand around the outside of the knee. You're going to bring that knee over to the left-hand side, finding a twist to end it off. Now, if you are going onward to bed, you can move this to bed. This is a twist you can definitely do in a bed. Relax your right shoulder down to the mat. Find that twist. Maybe the eyes are closed. Maybe with each exhale, You just feel like you're sinking a little deeper. And then gently as you inhale, bring that right knee back into the chest. Bring your left knee in, give them both a quick squeeze, and then take the right leg long. Right hand comes to the outside of the leg. And just take the knee over to the right hand side. So left knee crossing over this time. Just finding that twist. Snuggling your shoulders down into the mat. You can always bring this knee a bit lower if that feels more comfortable. Let yourself sink for just 2 more breaths. And then inhaling to come back up to center. Just release that left leg long. If you're in bed, maybe snuggling yourself under your blanket. If not, snuggling those shoulder blades under, palms facing up, and taking your Shavasana here. Wherever you are, have a wonderful rest of your evening, your day, and a good night's sleep tonight. Lots of love.